Welcome back to RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2018, brought to you by Redcon One. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is 212 diva, dare I say, Zane Watson.
Hey.
All right, I had to give you that. You're sitting like, you look like you're in like some kind of like very like secluded, gloomy jail cell over there. What are you doing? Is that your office?
Yeah, I'm in my office. I got Arnie hanging out back here with me.
That's a good shot. Who took that?
I think that was Jason Breeze.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll give him the credit anyways.
That's awesome. With the Arnold doing the selfie right there. And you got some moral support there in the office too. You got Regan Grimes with you. Yeah,
Regan's here. Say hi, Regan.
Everybody. We're gonna get Regan on another episode, but all by himself. We don't want to take away Zane's glory. Now, talk to me a little bit about this. You know, let's go back first, because 2015 you had that stellar year. You qualified for your first Olympia, and you know, I thought you were going straight to the top at that point. Right after that.
I got dusted in that Olympia.
But you qualified for the Olympia. You won the Toronto that year. You did the Olympia, and then 2016 and 17 seemed to be harder years for you. What were you going through? What was going on in your life at that point?
2016, I did Toronto, and that's kind of like my home show, and I came second to Alex Cambrero. And I just figured at that point, you know, if I'm coming second in Toronto to Alex Cambrero, I'm not placing top 10 in the Olympia. So I just kind of I trained the rest of the year. I didn't worry about competing. 2017, last year, I thought last year was a really good year. I focused on the Arnold Classic. I came top 5 at the Arnold Classic, which for me was and many people, I'm sure, was a big upset for me to place 5th. They didn't see that coming, so you know that was a big year for me. And then this whole year, I planned my whole year out in advance. So last year, I planned Arnold Classic. We went from there. I came 5th. It was good. I wrote off the rest of the year. This year, my whole year is based around the Olympia. So I went. I actually jumped into New York and did pretty good. I came second to Shaun Clarida. That's a really hard show for me to do because you weigh in about 3 hours before you're on stage. So I'm basically on stage at 212 pounds, and I'm not a 212-pound guy. Whereas Shaun Clarida, you know, somebody like him carb loads for 5 days and comes in full as a house. So.
Yeah, you know, I just wanted first by start by saying I thought this was your best year yet. I think you've really come into your own in terms of physique-wise and development and conditioning. And I know, yeah, Chris tells us the story, you know, about how you got ready for New York. You basically didn't eat anything, you know, for that show. You had one meal after weigh-in?
Yeah, I didn't really carb load up. I'm got a real funny body. Like soon as especially if I'm carb depleted, as soon as I carb load, I lose weight. I could eat 5 cheeseburgers and lose 3 pounds. So I got to be really careful.
Right.
So it takes me a long time to come from a depleted state to carb loaded. So I figure Olympia is my, it's going to be my bread and butter show. It's the only show I can look my best, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Now, obviously, you came back after New York, did Toronto, won that, and that qualified you
Yeah.
for the Olympia. So now going into the Olympia, I have to just say, there's not many people in this industry who can pose to the point where they actually impress the people who are great posers, if that makes sense to you. Now, one of my clients, Sheila Bleck, who happens to be, I think, one of the best posers in all bodybuilding, she was so impressed with your routine at the Olympia in 2015. She couldn't stop talking about it. And like I said, she doesn't really get impressed by many people's posing. First of all, who taught you how to pose? That's the first question I have.
Definitely my father.
Really? Okay, because you have a bodybuilding background, I know that.
Oh yeah, and he's like from that era. So ever since day one, my posing has been an important part of my training, and we've always worked on those old school poses.
Sure. You're a 212 guy who does the classic poses.
Yeah, I don't fit in the classic class.
No, certainly not. Certainly not.
Everybody's asked me that. Well, why don't you just do classic? Yeah, right. Why don't I just lose 20 more pounds?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Cut my legs
Maybe
off.
if you stop eating for about 3 weeks. But
yeah, I'll gain weight.
Yeah, you're probably. Going into this year's Olympia, obviously, knowing that posing is your forte, you're going to the biggest stage, the biggest bodybuilding event in the world. I'm assuming you're probably preparing something pretty special.
Yeah, pretty special. Yeah, I've put together something meaningful to me, so I'm excited and I'm ready.
Where does your inspiration, Zane, come from when you come up with these routines?
This year was based around my son. So I've actually included him in my track, and
oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like an evolutionary track. It's pretty cool. I made the whole thing. I produced it and had a friend work on the music with me.
I love it. I love when, don't you wish more people spend time on preparing routines? Because, I mean, after all, these people who go to the Mr. Olympia competition and sit in that audience are spending big bucks to see you guys up there on that stage. And for a guy to go up there and do a guest posing, wing it type thing and putting his hand to his ear, I mean, it's almost disrespectful to the fans and what they're paying. I mean, you're going to give these people their money's worth. And when I'll tell you, I sit in that seat, there's not many people that when I watch their routine, I'm actually entertained. And you happen to be one of those guys that can entertain the audience.
Well, I look at it like I bring 20 or 30 people, so I have no choice. I'm entertaining them. It's my family, I'm not gonna waste their money. They've all paid to be there, so I don't show anybody anything, even my family, everybody. They don't see it. They're not allowed to see it or hear it, and so it's a big surprise for them too. I do it for them.
Now we know that you bring probably maybe the best conditioning to the stage of any competitor in that 212 division. You're right up there with the best of the best. Obviously,
Sure.
That's one of the things that you have complete control over on stage. Are you like appalled when you see some of these guys get up there and they're out of shape?
Yeah, I don't know. You just see it right away, Like that's something that comes from my father as well. He's always told me, when 20 guys walk on stage, right away, no matter who it is, you can see who's conditioned. Whether they're winning or not, who's in shape. So that's always been a focus of mine. And I don't know, I get in really crazy shape.
Yeah, you do.
So, yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I see people's updates all the time, and I think, well, they're this, they're that. Maybe they'll pull it together, but I don't know.
Are you going to shave that beard for this show?
Yeah, I don't usually keep my beard.
Is Regan shaving his?
I don't know if Regan can even grow a beard.
He's too young. He's got the young face, right?
19?
I heard that they taught Regan how to grow a beard when he went to Kuwait.
Yeah. Sure.
They gave him all the tools. What, Zane, when knowing you have to make weight, obviously, and that's not the easiest thing for you, what kind of a diet does Chris have you following that last 2 weeks? Is it like, are you eating like almost no food?
It's always kind of different. It's based on my weight, but Chris seems to think I'm a 280 pound athlete. He feeds me like 10 ounces of chicken and
Oh, really?
two cups of rice. Yeah, he feeds me a lot of food, but it seems like the more food I eat, the faster my metabolism goes, and the more shredded I get it. So it's, it works for me. Where when I didn't work with Chris, I ate like a rabbit, and I wouldn't respond. I wouldn't respond as well. So he keeps my food pretty high. Yeah, we do go like high hundreds, low 200s in carbs. In the last 2 weeks.
Right.
So.
Well, looking at your pictures, you're looking pretty ridiculous looking. So.
Yeah, I got a few more pounds. To go.
I would have to believe when you see yourself, you're pretty happy with what you're bringing. I mean, this is by far the best. When you look at the lineup, and I know everyone always says I'm only focused on myself, but when you look at the lineup and you see who's up there, do you feel you have a good shot at top 5?
Top five, it would be the same as the Arnold Classic. If I come top 5, it's going to be a huge upset to a handful of people. I think I can do it. I know, it's no secret in this sport. People always say, oh, I'm going for first. Me too. I'm going to win. But, realistically, you know where people are placing.
Sure.
If I just assume everybody's perfect, I know 5 guys that are probably going to beat me. So realistically, I'm shooting somewhere between 8 and 5. If I come 5th, hey, sorry.
All right. Now the question that everyone wants answered is, where are all these great Canadian bodybuilders coming from all of a sudden? You guys had no good bodybuilders, 15, 20 years ago. All of a sudden, everyone coming out of Canada is winning shows and qualifying for Olympia and getting all the talk is Canada lately.
Yeah, I just looked at Anton made a post yesterday. We have like 15 athletes or something. A lot of them are girls, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of them are bikini girls, but we do. Now that Ian's in there, we have an open bodybuilder. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he looks incredible this year. And then our classic guys, Chris Bumstead, Regan. We got a handful of classic guys in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got some good competition. It's coming.
Yeah. What I want to know is, you're a very laid back, very relaxed type of guy. It doesn't seem like nothing stresses you out. Is that just something that you portray to the public, or do you really walk around like that, or are you a mental case inside, and this is just the way you deal with it?
Yeah, I'm totally mental case.
How do you keep yourself calm then?
How do I keep myself what?
Calm, relaxed.
I'm calm, but I'm OCD and I'm a mental case. If it's got to be perfect. Basically, right now I'm relaxed because usually the last 4 weeks I'm off. I'm off everything. I take off work. I don't answer my phone. I don't go out. I don't do nothing.
Really?
I literally wake up, eat breakfast, have a nap, go to the gym, work out, have a nap, eat a meal, have a nap.
Really? That's what you do all day long, huh?
Yeah, for real. And the other than for recovery, the hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Other than for recovery, I think I just try to pass the days as fast as possible. If I could snap my fingers and be ahead 4 weeks, I would. I think that's the same with everybody. Just kind of get in a routine that makes the day go by as smooth and as quick as possible, and where you're comfortable. And because obviously the last 4 weeks, especially for a show like this, it's not very comfortable. So
no.
Especially for me, I walk around, I'm a camel, and it's mental too, right? So I hold a lot of water. So one day I'll be I'll be 221. The next day I'll be 237.
Oh, real? Depending on what you're eating for the day, huh?
Yeah, like I in previous shows, Chris was giving me like cheat days like weekly, but now he seemed to just increase my cleaner carbs instead, and then I'll have an odd cheat day maybe once every 3 weeks, but it's great, but it's mentally affecting me. So because you go up 10, 12 pounds, and then you have no choice but to think, well, what the hell happened?
Right.
Because you got to make 212.
Sure.
And I'm always really, I think my perfect weight on stage is going to be around 223.
Really? So why don't you do the open class? Why don't you say, you know what, screw this 212. I'm a young guy. I'm gonna start gaining some size, and I'm gonna do the open.
Yeah, I'll jump in an open show. I'll probably do an open show after the Olympia.
Oh, really? Okay. I think that's a great.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you in the open.
I haven't really planned it yet. I haven't really talked about it with Chris, but I'll probably do maybe the Arnold Classic Spain or ultimately I'd like to qualify for the Olympia again after the Olympia, so I can just train for the Olympia next year, kind of like something Root Boy did.
Yeah.
He won the Prague show after the Olympia, and then he just trained all year for the Olympia, which was awesome. So
you're not going to have to do another show.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's always good to have a full year to actually put some size on. I think a lot of times we get, especially the pros, get so caught up in having to compete, to qualify, or having to compete just maybe for contractual obligations, that it kind of cuts into your ability to make improvements. The best thing is in amateurs, you had no pressure, so you can take that whole year off if you needed to, make the improvements and come back better. Now it's like people are expecting to see you on stage every year.
Yeah, and like you said, with me going into the 212 class, especially with the guys in the top, like even Flex Lewis, me, we have to lose between 5 and 8 pounds of muscle to actually fit in that class. And realistically, you only put on 5 to 8 pounds of muscle a year, so it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back,
Right.
So we'll see.
The 2019 version of Zane Watson will be an open competitor. That's my prediction for next year.
Yeah, maybe I'm not a very competitive one, but definitely.
William Bonac did it very successfully. Remember that.
I think I would need about 24 months to put on enough size to be competitive in the open class.
That'll be an exciting prospect. But right now, you got less than 4 weeks from now, you got the Mr. Olympia 212 coming up. It'll be Flex Lewis's last time. I'm sure you'd love to be in that first call out compared next to Flex so that you can, for posterity's sake, at least say, hey, I stepped on stage with this guy.
Yeah, for the last time.
Yeah. Unless you both see each other in the Open next year or the year after that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he'll compete in the Open next year, but it's definitely in the drawing board.
Yeah. Well, Zane, good luck with the rest of your prep. We'll see you in Vegas, and luckily you'll have a couple days to make that weight and then put some size back on.
You're going to be out there?
Well, I'll be out there for the first time this year. Yeah, I'll be at a show.
Okay, awesome.
I'm sure I'll stop by and I'll see you in Chris's room doing some posing and some muffin loading.
Muffin, yeah. Funny, the Toronto show, my grandma baked me this carrot cake that was about this big, and I ate the whole goddamn thing.
After you made weight?
Yeah, after. Actually, I probably ate about a quarter of it before I made weight.
Really?
Yeah, like I said, as soon as I start eating, my weight drops. I got to catch up to it. So it's like...
Everyone should have your problem. Yeah, I know. Exactly.
I need about 2 days to normalize. If I could, realistically, if I could eat weight, if I could make weight and just do whatever I wanted to for 2 days,
yeah,
liquids, fluids, food, whatever I wanted to, and get my digestion back to a normal state, oh, God, I would look incredible.
What, you weigh in what, on Thursday for the Olympia?
I weigh in on Wednesday.
Oh, wow. So you have Thursday, Friday, and then you compete Saturday, right?
No, we're on prejudging Friday now. They changed it this year.
Oh, right. Your guys are on with the open men, right.
Yeah,
That's
so
still almost 2 full days, though, Zane.
yes, it's a huge advantage for me.
Yeah. Well,
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what Chris, what Chris and I can do, and how I'm gonna be on stage on the Friday night. It'll be exciting.
good luck. We'll see you in Vegas in less than 3 weeks.
Yeah, thanks so much for the interview, Dave.
All right, and that's going to take us to the end of another episode of RX Muscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2018, brought to you by Redcon One. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.